Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have another episode of Sunday Mailbox. This is a video series where you, the viewer, can submit your gaming or Battlefield 3 related questions, and then I will give my humble opinion on them. To get the formalities out of the way, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in a future episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or by sending me a YouTube message. So the first question for today comes in from Deathclip, who asks, I was thinking about the Battlefield 4 beta, and well, I think it would be unfair for it to be an open beta since some people, including myself, actually bought Medal of Honor Warfighter, a limited edition, just for the access to the beta. On the other hand, if it's a closed beta, many people are going to lose interest for Battlefield. What are your thoughts? So to tackle your first concern here with the Medal of Honor Warfighter beta access to Battlefield 4, I'm assuming the way it's going to work is like they did for Battlefield 3, where everyone who purchased or pre-purchased Medal of Honor 2010 had access or early access to Battlefield 3's beta, and then after a couple days, they opened the floodgates to everyone else, and so that everyone could get their hands on it. But because they said that you are going to get a beta access, you're going to get exclusive beta access, they have to do that for Battlefield 4. And so you're still going to get exclusive access to it. They cannot just be like, oh, hey, here's an open beta, enjoy, guys, and this is going to count towards your Medal of Honor purchase. They can't do that. They're going to run into some legal problems, or I'm pretty sure they would run into some legal problems. But with regard to your second concern about Battlefield 4 not having as much hype or not getting people as excited about it if they didn't have an open beta, I'm pretty sure they're going to have an open beta like they did for Battlefield 3, but if they do not, I still think it's going to be a huge game. Battlefield 3 was a really large success. I mean, EA raked in a lot of money, and DICE raked in a lot of money, and Battlefield is kind of one of those AAA games now. Bad Company 2, it was one of the top-tiered first-person shooters. Call of Duty was way at the top. It was pretty much untouchable. But then we got Battlefield 3, and they really closed the gap, at least in my opinion, and they sold a lot of copies. And I think just because of that and the notoriety and just people know about Battlefield now is that when they come out with a new game, Battlefield 4, there's going to be so much marketing behind it that even if they don't have a beta, it's still going to sell a lot of copies, and there's still going to be plenty of people that purchase the game. So they don't need the beta to sell the game. Marketing will do that, hype will do that, so don't worry about that. So the next question for today comes in from Death by Call, who asks, what did you think of the way all the new content that came with Battlefield 3's DLCs and Battlefield Premium was implemented? I like the way they gave you new guns, which could be taken back to the base game, but was rather disappointed with Armored Kill with a tank destroyer and mobile artillery were only usable on those maps. I would love to have seen them make adjustments to the original maps and place in quad bikes and Caspian and Karg and other big maps. What are your thoughts on this? So really what it comes down to is DICE and EA didn't want to give content to players that didn't purchase those DLCs. They didn't want them to have access to quad bikes, dirt bikes, the AC-130 on the vanilla maps because they didn't purchase that. And that's one of the selling points that they had for people to buy these DLCs was because, well, you'd get new weapons and you'd have all these new vehicles that you could try out. That is a selling point. And if they added all those into the original maps, then that selling point wouldn't be as large because it'd be like, oh, hey, I don't have to spend any money and I will get access to all these new vehicles. Why should I fork out $50 for premium or $15 for that particular DLC? So from that viewpoint, it makes sense. Not only that, but the vanilla maps are balanced around the vehicles that they have in place. And I know you could argue that, well, adding a dirt bike or an ATV on Caspian border isn't going to change things very much, and I would agree, but then you have to go back to my original argument. But if they started to add tank destroyers or they started to add an AC-130 in there, the entire map dynamic would shift dramatically. I mean, it would be a completely different map. There would be a central focal point where everyone would be trying to capture to get into the AC-130. You'd have people parachuting all over the place. The map is a lot smaller. So it would completely change and potentially imbalance it and make it not work properly. So really, those are the two reasons why I don't think they went down this route. Mainly the first one, DICE and EA are a company and they want to get as much money as they can, so they want to give people incentive to purchase these DLCs and the premium service, but also for map balance. So the final question for today comes in from CJ Pineapple, who asks, what do you think about customizing sidearm weapons in Battlefield 4? I think it would be interesting if you would have 2 slots for customization. I thought about attachments like laser point, flashlight, suppressor, extended mags, and red dot sights. It would give us more options for using pistols in different situations. So I am all for more customization in first-person shooters. Like you said, it gives you different options in certain situations, and it really lets you tailor your play style or tailor your soldier to the way you want to approach combat, and I think that's great. And for Battlefield 4, I'm on board with you. And for whatever reason, this always kind of baffled me, is how they kind of approach the pistol system in the game, or how you customize it and how you select it, because it's not even close to the way you do it with the primary. You know, the primary weapon, you click which primary you want, and then you go in and you change your attachments. But for the pistols, you have the MP443, and then you have the MP443 with the suppressor on it. It's not like you go in and you toggle on which ones you want. You just like literally select a different weapon. And I found that fairly strange, just a little weird that they have two different systems in place. So yeah, for Battlefield 4, I would like them to give us a little bit more options. I don't think it's going to dramatically change the way we play the game. I mean, Battlefield 3, pistols are nice and they do get the job done, but no one's running around with them with primary. But still, it will feel like the game is a little bit more fleshed out. It's got a little bit more polish to it, and I am all for it. But those are all the questions I'm going to be answering. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Sunday Mailbox. If you would like to submit your own question to be featured in a future episode, like I said, you can leave a comment down below or by sending me a YouTube message. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.